Today on the channel, we're always ready again with the Ultimate Super 7 Matt Cardona Series 2.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Super 7 Ultimate unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the Series 2 Ultimate Matt Cardona. But for all your Matt Cardona needs and all your other Super 7 needs, make sure you're hitting up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description down below. And we're, of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And Matt Cardona, no stranger to an action figure. Never met an action figure he doesn't love. And we've had him in multiple toy lines, especially since his release, of course, for the WWE a couple of years back. What is time, as we do say. But this may be the defining Matt Cardona figure. We're going to find out real soon here. But this one took a heck of a long time to get to us. Took about 2 years, I want to say, from Super 7. Delays, a few different things slowing it down. Always unfortunate. Nobody likes people sitting on their money. We know how that all goes. But we do finally have this here. Now, this did come with a very expensive price point of $75, as there's a lot of paint detail on this, which bumped the price of him and, unfortunately, Brian Myers as well. So they were both $75 figures, very expensive, even for Super 7. So a lot of people probably said, and it shows in the numbers, there's about 1,000 of these made, even less of Brian Myers, that people said, I can't afford this price point, don't want to pay that price point, whatever it may be. But this is going to be a very rare boy here in the future. So if you missed out on this, it's seemingly sold out pretty much everywhere. But it'll be interesting to see what the aftermarket shows on this one in the future. We'll see. But of course, let's dive in on this one. Let's see what's going on. Let's, dare I say, see what all the fuss is about here. Now, some stuff has changed since his first Ultimate, as we don't have the brown shipper box anymore. However, this has to be possibly one of the last ones to get the slipcase cover, as Super 7 has since went away from that. But a very cool slipcase cover, very similar to Series 1 as well, with the title belt latched around here. You can unlatch it if you want to. It is a Major Wrestling Figure podcast, of course. Does say champion, scratch that figure itch, all that kind of stuff there. But looking very, very nice as far as things go in the packaging. And the slip cover, you stick it over to the side, a gentle off to the side, see you later. And we're going to scratch that figure itch right there at the top. Big window bubble here, perfect for autographs, of course. And I like how they have the ring ropes. We've seen that with the New Japan Pro Wrestling figures, as well as the Matt and Brian, so keeping the packaging somewhat uniform. A little bit more of a fancier green color on this one. And this one got a lot of paint apps and a lot of cool accessories, looking like a cross between the Legion of Doom and the Nasty Boys with little Matt Cardona mixed in is kind of what this one reminds me of here. But beautiful packaging, no doubt. And then on the back, get a little glamour shot, get the always ready, get a little blurb. Let's see what it says about our old friend, Matt Cardona. All hail the Deathmatch King. Matt Cardona may see himself as the ultimate babyface, but he's as nasty as they come. Oh, I see. He conquered territory after territory, defeating champion after champion, winning title after title, from Internet Champion to NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. The major player is always ready for a fight. Oh, he better have some fisticuffs in here then if he's going to be fighting people, that's for sure. Nothing too wild on the package there. Off to the side. See you later. And then we do get a little plastic prison for him here. And of course, like usual with Super 7, I'm going to take this offline, get him out of back. We'll be back talking all things Matt Cardona. All right, we're always ready to review this figure here as Matt Cardona is out of the package. And we're going to start off with the accessories per the norm. I'm going to start with sunglasses, really mix it up right here. Love the attention to detail as you got the Nasty Boys style sunglasses going on here. They do have a little paint splatter throughout. They could have just gave us straight black ones. They did not. They went a little extra attention to detail. Do appreciate that in the sunglasses. Now we dive into the hands here. And as I mentioned, we got two Fists of Fury. We're going to throw punches in bunches with one Matt Cardona. We also got two splayed out hands here. We can get the hands out, or you can do some jazz hands, whatever he needs to do there, of course. Then we get the LI hands. We saw these previously with his first Ultimate. Now we have them once again with his second Ultimate. And then the figure has a finger. There we go, easy for me to say. We get the middle finger here, like a young Jacques Rougeau, playing the Mountie character, of course. You want the finger? Here's the finger. And we do get that with Matt Cardona right here. And then, of course, all these hands got the tape on the fist and stuff. But we do get this special figure. I think most people are going to use this one with their Matt Cardona figure. You want this one to stand out. A middle finger is going to make that stand out, no doubt about it. We do get the Internet title belt here going on as well. Very hard to class these Super 7 belts, as we do know. Very, very difficult. I guess you could heat him up. I'm not exactly sure. Probably want him holding this is why you want to do it with this figure, because I don't know if the plastic will hold up. I think I read somewhere, or somebody told me, that they had this set up here like a belt, you know, around the waist, and it started to put cracks in it. So not good in the plastic, not good at all right there, but it is the Internet title belt here. Doesn't look bad at all. Internet champion on the front, always ready, Matt Cardona. Definitely on brand. We're here for that, of course, but just be careful. I've heard there's been some issues, and I can tell you from issues with the past, New Japan figures, etc., very hard to get these strapped on a figure to stay. Very difficult. So that's one thing. If there is more wrestling figures from Super 7 in the future, hopefully they work on those title belts a little bit more. But now we're getting down to old Matt Cardona. Let's start with the head sculpts on this one. We get Smiling Matt out of the package here. He's got a little teeth showing. A dentist, his dream right here. He put his teeth to work, and he's got them on full display in his action figure, looking good. Got the hair swooped up in the front, and you got quite the tan on this one, and that tan goes throughout the body here. I'm sure Matt said, make him tanner, make him tanner. You got to get that Hulk Hogan hot dog tan, but looking good here. Of course, the beard on Matt Cardona. I think I would know who this is if somebody handed this to me. Does look a little cartoony. Most Super 7 Ultimates do have kind of a cartoony flavor to them, and Matt Cardona does kind of have that as well here. Now we get the second head. We saw this in the past. He's got the tongue out. Now, I'm not a big fan. I always say that. I'm not a big fan of tongues out in action figures. For me, it works for Road Warrior Hawk, and it works for X-Pac, and that's about it. But Matt does like to stick his tongue out from time to time. So we did get this before here, but not bad here, especially with the Nasty Boy LOD kind of tribute action figure stuff going on here. I guess you could get away with it a little bit more in my instance here with this head with the tongue sticking out. Then the third head here, we get, I guess we'll call this Mean Muggin' Cardona. So we got a smiling head, and we got a little bit more of a stoic Mean Muggin' head. So really good in the head departments here is you get a happy one, a more mad one, and you get the one with the tongue out in the middle. You can truly choose your own head adventure at the end of the day with this Matt Cardona. But now we dive into Matt Cardona himself here, and quite possibly the best Matt Cardona figure so far here. Obviously, constant learning, constant improvements. Been a long time since he's had Mattel figures. We know he's had Bendies and some other things, some retros. But this is pretty cool, as all things considered here. The gear on here is absolutely next level. You got the Matt Cardona logo on the chest, and then, of course, you got the spike pads. Very Road Warriors-like, Legion of Doom-like. You know you're playing a lot of hits for me when you do that. So that looks very, very good. And then you got the paint splatter color throughout on this one, and that just kind of rings back to the Nasty Boys as well. So at least it does for me. So it does look really, really good. I love how the paint goes together. So you got the shoulder pads, vest, and then you got the forearm guards. You got the spikes on the forearm guards looking very cool. And then his whole, like, I guess we'll call it a duster jacket. You got the colors throughout. You got the Matt Cardona skull logo on the back there with the glasses. You get it down to the knee pads. You even got the Matt Cardona logo on the sleeves for the knee. But we do get the knee pads with the Matt Cardona logo as well. Cardona logo on the boots with the same paint splatter. Just looking very, very nice. Talked about the hands being wrapped up. We got 2 gripping hands out of the package. Forgot to mention that as well. Looking good. Now, you can remove all this stuff. I will take all this stuff off him, but this is removable. So you can have him in straight wrestling gear if you want to. You can choose your own Matt Cardona adventure. They did get the chest hair on here. That was something I don't believe we got in the last one. Would have liked to see the real fur chest hair. I'm a broken record. I always say that. I don't know if it was really needed, but I'd like to see company do it just one time. Just honor Jakks. Let's get that done one of these days. But looking good, all things considered. Forgot to mention the trunks. You got the Cardona logo there as well on the trunk. And always ready on the back of the trunk. So he's always ready to go. But man, just a beautiful, beautiful looking figure. I don't know. I get there's a lot of paint apps on this one, but is it $25, you know, $20 extra worth of paint apps? I don't know. I'm not in the business of pricing out paint apps, but it feels like a lot extra money for some of this. I don't know, but it is what it is. You can't fight City Hall. That was the price, and they're all sold out now, so it is what it is there. But, of course, articulation with these Super 7 figures. Heads removable, back forth, side to side, up and down. Arms do go all the way around for us. You do get a nice bicep cut. Single jointed elbow. You do get the side to side at the elbow if you need it. Hands removable, back forth, side to side. Of course, you take this hand off. You can slide this gauntlet right off the forearm very easily. You do get an ab crunch. Not the biggest ab crunch, but it's actually pretty good and pretty smooth there. You do get waist articulation. My waist is frozen. It will uncrack. Probably just has a little paint in there, but looking good. You do get decent splits. Very squeaky figure. Very tight joints right now on this one. Legs do go up. You do get single jointed knees. You do get no side to side on the knee. So it is single jointed knee though. Boot cut, not a thing here. Ankles back and forth, side to side. So basically your usual Super 7 articulation we've come accustomed to over the last couple of years for sure. Does he fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Does he fit? Yes, he does. What do you know? He fits on a stand, looking really good there. So an interesting one, this Matt Cardona. Very, very cool, very deluxe feeling. I just don't know if it feels $75 deluxe, but it is a good-looking figure. You got to say that. I love the spikes on it. Really brings out extra personality, and I'm glad he went above and beyond for this figure. Even with the price point, it does feel and look a heck of a lot different than his last figure, and I got that one right here as well. Nowhere near as tan on that older one, but looking pretty good, and I'm sure Matt Cardona's happy to have both these figures as well. He cashed the check after all, so he's probably happy to have these, but looking really good. Got him displayed in the LI hands, so I won't be using the LI hands on this one, even though they're totally different figures on my shelf. Want them to look as different as I possibly can, and that's what I'll do between those. And I did grab a Zack Ryder figure for the heck of it here, so we can see his old gimmick against his new gimmick there, so you can kind of see the evolution of one Matt Cardona for sure. And of course, you got to bring out the baddest of the bad, the baddest tag team of all time. It is the Hawk, it is the Animal. Maybe they could be his partners in the future. We'll see what happens. Probably not, but it would be pretty cool. But whenever I see spikes, that's what I go to. I go to the old Hawk and I go to the Animal. Just very, very cool. And a good figure. Is it great? Yeah, it is great, but I don't know if the greatness is worth the price point on this one. But I'm a sucker for the spikes on here. And it does look good. And I do see constant learning, constant improvement over the last version of Cardona. So you can't ask for a whole lot more than that. So it's definitely a good figure. It's just not going to be in everybody's price point they want it to be in. And I think the people, the fans, they voted with their wallet. And they said, hey, I'm not going to buy this one in droves like they did the first one. So that's why you're around $1,000 or 1,000 units of this one. Going to be a rare piece down the line. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one on the secondary market. So there it is, old Matt Cardona, Super 7 Ultimate Series 2. What are your guys' thoughts? Pick up, a pass, a long game, a no game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And you made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this very YouTube channel. Appreciate all the support here. And you can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Pick up a t-shirt. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. And my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Classic Superstars series, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble as we speak. So there it is for Matt Cardona version 2. I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.